technology.
Be in XYZ. Please listen up, guys. If I should say technology is going to be in XYZ in the next 5 years, you guys will make a tweet and wait for the next 5 years and drag me. I know you guys, so but it's fine though. First off, I would like to appreciate like the lots of amazing things that young people are doing, with the with technology. Um, I was part of the jury for the hackathon. I could see amazing ideas by young people. Imagine young people trying to help close up the gap that exists to the sustainable development before the year 2030. So for the next 5 years, actually, should get to see a bit of adoption first off, right? Um, the place where we are in Africa, there is still a big divide with the adoption of technology in our schools. We should actually have like some sort of sustainable curriculum that's going to introduce that. Guys, so I get to panic when you make noise. I'm being honest. It might seem like I'm not really making points. Yeah. So we need to close up, some sort of divide with our curriculum. So adoption, can we create like some sustainable curriculum that is going to unlock the next product for the billion creators? Can we begin to, create some sort of curriculum that's going to create products that will add ZPay? Let's name them: FreeLaPay, ZPay. Yes, let's go. So I should be looking out for ZPay or FreeLaPay solving problems of freelancers within Africa. So beyond Nigeria now. So in the next 5 years, I should be seeing ZPay doing XYZ for, an X number of people. So that's my word. So they don't tag me on Twitter.
Favor, if you're a young person out there and you are doing anything currently in tech, Mr. Favor is telling you you are doing very well, and in the next 5 years you'll be making exploits. So let's go to our accountant who left accounting to find his way into projects management. Sorry. So, Mr. Sheun, do you think Nigeria is lagging behind in technology?
Thank you very much. Yes, I do. I think we're lagging behind in technology. But again, it would mean you would look at, let me see, political parameters, APC, PDP. We had 2 days or 3 days that they used to count for less than 2,000 people, which could have been done, I'll say, in 2 minutes. Right, the results, audit log. While has been the fastest growing in the last five direction. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. Please, Mr. Lukman, do you have anything to say about what Mr. Sheun just told us about Nigeria lagging behind in technology?
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Lukman Edu. I'm managing partner of Talent City. To follow up with him, I think part of the problem in Nigeria is lack of the ideal environment for tech people to thrive, right? That is why my company, Talent City, what we're doing is that we're building a whole new city for tech, right? We actually see it like our own country where we have got and do all of those things. We're building the infrastructure of like a Singapore. We're bringing the community move to our city. We'll be starting in 2023. It's Talent City, Lagos. So I think that exactly what you say is what we're trying to do, where we think that the challenges of Nigeria is stopping tech from thriving. And that's what we're trying to do now. Everyone's been talking about how much money they raised. We're raising $500 million. If anybody wants to drop, we're here. And thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lukman. Please give him the microphone. So, Mr. Lukman, there is a stereotype, or let me say, motion out there that GenZs are not employable because they are disloyal, tech-dependent, and future-conscious. So what do you have to say about that? Are we really unemployable?
Well, I am a millennial. I have hired a lot of Gen Zs in my company. We have a lot of people that work for us. And I think it's about understanding what is valuable or what's important to Gen Zs, right? Gen Zs come from a different generation. You guys are the generation of Google, where everything is in your hands. Where I remember when I grew up, I don't know if you guys have ever opened an encyclopedia before. It could take you long before you could find any information. You guys are experiential people. It's not about, my younger brother can live in Airbnb, can use Uber, and you're fine. You guys just enjoy life. You don't want any stress. You don't want to worry about mechanic or worry about power. Where you guys, again, like Google is there, right? Options are available for you. You don't want to be tied down to contracts, right? Where you want to be fluid, you want to have choices, and you want to be able to, so you're not loyal to brands. It's true, right? It's true, right? But then what you're loyal to, right, is comfort, your mental health. You're more the easy life, right? Being able to work remotely, right? Work productively. And to be honest, you guys are actually even smarter when it comes to the work environment. We grew up in a time when everything was going well, right? While the Gen Zs are growing up in an environment where things are going down, right? So you guys are actually more smarter and efficient with your time. You don't waste time. Also, they'll tell us you have to wait 5 years or 10 years experience before you can make money. If I tell that to my officer, you won't get promoted for 2 years, they'll go, right? So you need to be able to create values in line with what Gen Zs are interested in. It's not the conventional thing that you think that you bring to Gen Zs. And to be honest, right, I said that the Gen Zs in my office who have been working, I own my first company, Fillmore. They haven't left us. I think the most of them have been there for me since I started 7 years ago, and nobody's left. And I think that's a very important thing. It's because we're a community. There's no Ogasa, whatever. We're all just as named. We're all working together for the same thing and providing the rewards for everybody. I'm sorry, guys, I have to run. I can't stay any longer. My flight, I'm very late. But thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Company Talent City, look my Nedu. You can follow me on LinkedIn, ask me any questions, and I'll be there for you guys. Thank you guys. And I'll sponsor next year. I've said it already.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's have this question thrown to Mr. Sheun. Mr. Sheun, do you think we are really unemployable and disloyal?
I think you're employable. You guys have the skills. You breed those skills from an early age. So even the experience that pretty much they're asking for, you've already learnt it. You've built products early on. You've experienced this, and you've been able to, better yourself at it. I think, not to say you're disloyal, but you're more intrigued. So you are up for a challenge, and by the time you're in a company for maybe 2-3 years, the challenge has pretty much quenched down, and you're looking for a next place to pick up another challenge in that aspect. So that's what I think about Gen Zs and employability.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sheun. Please, from the audience, do you have any questions for my panelists? Any question? All right, please.
Hi, good evening, good morning, everybody. I have a question for Miss Feromi. Yeah,
Hi.
hi. Marketers in tech are looked down upon, like they are the lowest of the low in tech,
Yeah.
and the developers know them.
Yeah.
So, how do marketers how do you do as a marketer in tech? How do you feel as a marketer in tech?
So when I started, I definitely understood that for some people, they would even say, oh, you don't work in tech, you don't do this, you don't do that. But I learned code, so as an added advantage. And also because I'm a curious person, I want to be able to be in a room with developers and understand what they're saying. I remember where I was working, we had some issues with the email software we're using. And for a week, we couldn't push our emails. And apparently, it was just, open and closing, I was confused. I'm like, why? Opening and closing tag. That was the issue we were having for a week. And I'm like, there's no necessity for that. And so I went to learn front-end code. But in the tech space, what I would say is marketers are beginning to get recognized. If you work as a marketer in SaaS, you definitely would read documentation. I don't see any marketer working at a SaaS company not being able to read documentation. What are you going to market? I'm not paid badly, so that's that. But one thing I would say is in any role that you are in, and as a marketer, the value that you offer the company demand to get paid well. There are global standards for paying certain people, and while I understand that the economy here is different, please demand to get paid for your value. And with navigating my career as a marketer in the tech space, I think one thing that has helped me a lot is personal branding. I have built in public. I have, shared things that I'm learning, shared things that I'm working on. And then I have also created a community for people who are looking to be marketers in the tech space. We're close to 1,000 marketers now in my community. That's just in 7, 8 months. And we're trying to make sure that people get paid well. People get access to upskill. People get access to better opportunities and are not paid less. Because it's a lot of work that we put in to market your product. So as a professional, and what you bring to the table would help even in negotiating salaries. So,
Please, let's take one more question from the audience. Any more question for any of the panelists? Someone at the back. Someone there. Okay, give the other person at the back.
Yeah, good day, all. My question goes to the mathematician. In your own experience,
You can take it, yeah?
yes, you with the mic, please.
Okay.
Yes.
We are two. Let's time for Lau Lau. Is that how it's pronounced? Yes, you got to respond to message,
Thank you, please. Okay, you have something to say.
So what I wanted to say is, I don't really understand yourself to be able to be balanced. So for instance, you could have, I usually say this, there are two types of people. Now, if you say work-life balance and you say you close by 4 o'clock, that person that is effective might not necessarily do a lot of work and might not cover a lot of ground. But you need to understand yourself to be able to say, okay, I know that pretty much 5 hours will not make me, get out this type of work, right? Maybe I would need 7 hours or 8 hours. And then understand yourself, piece how you, produce that, churn out that work, right? And then produce that quality. Because of as much as there's, and
I think, like, per climb, like Nigeria, Africa.
In Africa.
Okay, I think I'm going to change like a bit of policies around technology in Nigeria. There are quite lots of boundless opportunities that exist with cryptocurrency, with blockchain, right? So I would rather not want to, sort of lock up all the ends. Decentralization has solved a lot of problems, and I'd rather just, work on, creating policies, inclusive policies that's going to, bring up, economic development. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And don't law. I like that space so very well. So, if you can go back to your first year in building a career in tech, what will you do differently?
actually, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I had discussions of lawyers, so I was the poster child turned black sheep. But one thing that helped family-wise is that I have a very supportive family, and I had already built a track record, and I was able to support myself. But if there's anything I could change in my journey, I wouldn't say I regret anything. I live life without regrets. I think I made the choice to leave my law program at the right time. I had weighed my options. So, there's anyone who's thinking like that, please weigh your options, weigh your pros and cons. I had a good paying job, I had stability. And then I decided, okay, this is the path that I want to take. So don't just up and leave if you don't have a plan. So I had a plan, and that's how it worked out for me.
Thank you. Mr. Shion, how was it leaving accounting to product management?
Well, so for me, product management, that product team, which has engineers and your QA and all, to pretty much solve a problem. I think for me, I already knew I was a solutions provider way before I even finished my accounting career, my accounting degree. But it dawned on me pretty much when I went to go and do my MBA that I was more focused on solving business problems than the accounting skill. I still love accounting. I still love finance and financial management. It's still an hobby for me. I still speak about it. But pretty much solving problems in these aspects it was, I would say, it wasn't that hard, but learning product management, as simple, something as simple as real-time chats called Webbook, right, was interesting, and I had to take a lot of courses to ensure that I pretty much caught up with the current realities of the job description.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ferami. Thank you, Mr. Fever. And thank